Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara. I was thinking of doing a little pun there about how I also like lipstick, but I thought I ought not to. Today's video is about lipstick, and ironically, this series seems to highlight how I don't like lipstick rather than that I do like lipstick, because the underlying goal of focusing exclusively on lipsticks is to move these lipsticks out of my collection. I am really trying to pan a lot of lipsticks. This started last year in 2023 and it is continuing into 2024. I'm trying to move some of my older lipsticks out of my collection because I've had them for a while, because they're not necessarily my preferred colors, textures anymore. But I do want to pan them rather than declutter them because I want to get as much use out of them as I can, and also lipstick is not one of the products that I feel like it's easy to pass on to another person. So this is actually a lipstick project pan slash graveyard project pan. I decided that for this year's graveyard project pan, I would focus exclusively on lip products and sort of transition my lipstick focus project pan into the graveyard project pan. Also, look at my nails. I just got them done yesterday for a wedding. Look how bright. They're a little bit brighter than I was going for, but I still love them. So basically a graveyard project pan. The idea is that you're focusing on older products that are kind of neglected in your collection, and that is why these lipsticks are perfect, because for the most part, like, I would not reach for these particular products unless I encouraged myself to through some kind of project pan, because they're just not things that I reach for organically. Now, that does not mean that I don't love them, and some of these products I have come to love over the course of having them in a project pan, but it still means that they are underappreciated. So this is a very successful update. Happily, I have a lot of empties to talk about, a lot of progress that I have made, and I'm also going to be rolling a few new things into my collection. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, the frequency with which I upload these updates, it really varies. I didn't start this project, I think, until like March. I will link the previous updates here, but this time I really felt like I needed to film an update because I have made so much progress in the past month, even though I think it's only been about 6 weeks since that last update, which usually it's more like 8 weeks. It was time. It was time to tell you about the makeup products that I have finished recently. And some of these are not going to be a surprise because I did show them in a recent empties and decluttering video. I will link that one here as well, but not all of them. I think a few of these I have finished since then, so there's still going to be some exciting updates. So let's start with, I think, what I'm most happy to have out of my collection right now. I am wearing a red lipstick today, but I really struggle to get myself to use them. Like, I really have to force myself to wear red, and that was definitely the case with this one. And in fact, the texture of this and like I don't know, just the way it applied meant that it was really hard for me to wear out of the house. So I wore this at home a lot. Sometimes I would wear it out with like a very minimal makeup look, but I just found it difficult to get away with. Is that what I'm looking for? But I did measure how much I had used last time, so we can see how much progress I made over the past 6 weeks. And as you can see, it is completely done. I opted not to depot this product. I definitely could have decided to, but I just didn't want to. And I've depotted so many other products recently that is fine. I'm giving myself a pass on that one. So let's compare. Okay, we made some good progress. I kind of expected it to be a bigger jump, but this is still a good few millimeters that I used up in the past little while. You can see that most recent line there. That's where we're at. And this is now gone. With some products in this, you will see them again because I depot them, and so I try to work on the product that has been depotted. This you will not see again, except maybe in my like end of the year makeup empties cumulative video if I do one of those. But other than that, you don't have to worry about the next lipstick in chaos anymore, and neither do I, and that's really for the best. Next up, we've got another product that is red that I am very excited as well to have out of my collection. This one does not get measured because it is a lip gloss. At least it doesn't get measured on paper. I will definitely be able to show you pictures of where this was at the last time. This is the Tower 28 lip gloss in, what shade? In Spicy. I never liked this, so I'm not going to say any more than that. I could probably apply what is on the lip brush right now, but it just doesn't smell good. I just didn't like this. I know people love Tower 28, but I just sort of squeegee that around in there. I'm just not tempted by products that I know I have to use up in a very short period of time. Like the blushes, some of them look beautiful, but I am not optimistic about the chances of me using up a blush in less than a year, in less than 12 months. And if I did, that means neglecting a lot of my other blushes. And as you know, I am in this year of trying to get use out of all of my blushes, which I have historically not done. That is another project, my blush roulette, I'll link it here. And so I don't think I will be trying any more Tower 28 products. I mean, not that I purchased this one, Shauna decluttered this to me, but yeah. Quick expiring products are not my thing because I have so many products that I am trying to get through. Another reason why I'm not bringing any new products into my collection. The next one is also a red lipstick. This has really been the year of red lipsticks and trying to transition those out of my collection. I did mention in another video that next year is going to be my dark lipstick year. Last year was pink, this year is red, next year is dark, kind of like purpley dark colors. So, you know, look forward to 2025, but the next one is my Kiko red lipstick, which out of these 3 red lipstick products, actually out of the 4, including the one I'm wearing right now, it is definitely my favorite. And it is my favorite in terms of both lips and cheeks. Okay, here we go. Kiko Milano. This, I always pull off the wrong end first. Okay, this is something that I will depot. I haven't yet depotted. There's just been, as I mentioned, so much depotting going on lately that I kind of needed a break and I wanted to focus on other things. But I have it in this kind of like limbo state because of that. But you can see that that is completely finished. I love this towards the end. Like, when I got down close to the bottom, I was like, should I be using this? Because like, I think I'm gonna miss this, and I do. This is something that I wish I could reach for now because I have used up like all of the products that I was using as cream blush. I recently finished a milk cream blush, I recently finished this, and those are like my 2 favorite go-tos. And now I'm using a different product as a cream blush that I do not love, but I'm just trying to get it out. We'll get to that soon. But yeah, this is just such a nice shade. Now, luckily, I have the Glossier Cloud Paint in Spark, and it's a very similar color to this, so even when I do end up finishing the product that is in there, who knows how much it is, I have another thing that I can move on to. But I am trying to finish off some other things before I move on to that product because that is a relatively new product compared to all of my other reds. But love this, glad to be done, but it is kind of bittersweet. I won't repurchase it just because I do have the Glossier Cloud Paint. I can use that on my cheeks and my lips, and that is a good replacement, but I am glad that I ended up getting use out of this and not decluttering it because I ended up loving it. And I love when that happens in my project pans. Ooh, should I measure this? Probably. Actually, I don't know if I have this marked anywhere. Yes, here it is. Okay, so, I mean, that's pretty much where it was before anyways. I didn't have that far to go. But yeah, you can see that I made a lot of progress with this since I started tracking it. Okay, the next one is one that simply cannot be tracked in any way, shape, or form, which is very frustrating. I prefer it when products are not opaque like this. This is completely opaque. No idea how much is left. I mean, I suppose I could measure it, but I just think we're already really close to the bottom, so it's not going to make that much of a difference from one month to the next. I'm wearing a little bit of this on my lips today. Sometimes I mix it with a red, and I actually quite like how that looks. I don't think there's that much left. I think I will probably remove the stopper when I get close to the bottom, but I'm keeping it in my lipstick project pan because otherwise I just don't reach for it because I like it and I subconsciously want to keep it, but it's so old. I really need to finish this. This is a product that I think I should start bringing to work because it looks natural on the lips, but it's like just adding a little bit of color and it fades beautifully, which is a major plus. Like there's some other lip products that It would be good to get use out of them at the office, but just because it looks so messy when it starts to fade or when I eat something, I just don't think it makes sense to wear it on the daily. But this is one that would be good for that. So I need to move this into my like office bag for this next week or two. Okay, and the next one is what I'm wearing on my lips and my cheeks today, actually. This is the NARS Lippy, and I have finally gotten into a groove of using this more regularly. For a while, it was a real struggle because I just didn't love it. Okay, so I have my tracking sheet here. I can see if I've actually made progress, because sometimes it feels like you made progress, like you've reached something a lot, and then you check and you actually have not. So let's see. Oh yeah, we finally got some good movement on this. Let's mark it off there. That is the most progress I have made so far. As you can see, it's been like very small incremental changes and then a big change right there. And I had the same NARS Lippy in a different shade, so you can see that's how much there is to go. Do you know what I mean? Like from there to there, that's how much I have left, which is not too much considering I can use it on both my cheeks and my lips. I like it better on the lips. Like, I think this looks good. It just doesn't fade super well on the cheeks. I really struggle. Like, I don't think you can tell today, but it just doesn't look great on the cheeks. I do like red blush, but this is not it. So I always have to combine it with another powder blush and try to like balance them that way. So I think this is still going to take a while, but at least we are finally seeing progress on it. That's the goal. I would love to get this done by the end of this graveyard project pan, which ends at the end of October. I think I can do it. Yeah, that's going to be my goal. I'm going to say I want this out by the end of October. This one, no idea. Not a clue. I couldn't possibly predict how long that will take. I did also want to mention the depotted lip butters. I think I had finished those last time. Basically, these two from Revlon, I finally finished, and then I depotted them just for fun. I just kind of wanted to see how much was left. I hadn't decided if I wanted to try to finish the depotted product. And I depotted them probably close to a month ago, and I just started working on the product this week. So I have it in here. I just kind of mashed the two shades together. And you can see it's a lot of product. Obviously, it's from two lipsticks, but this is a lot. I think I probably can finish it. I just don't know if I want to. So, like, you know, when I'm home and feel like putting this on, I will. But if I decide that I'm just like tired of it, then I will give myself permission to declutter it. It also has quite a scent. Like, this used to be the Body Shop Himalayan charcoal mask, and that has a very strong scent. And of course I've thoroughly cleaned it, but sometimes the scent lingers if it's very strong. And this is so strong that like when I apply it, I can smell it, like the original scent that it's supposed to be. So that's not great. And I can see myself potentially getting tired of it faster because of that. But anyways, I did want to give an update on those because those are sort of like in limbo. They're still in my collection, but these are technically done. So that is everything that was previously in my lipstick project pan, but I do want to add 2 more into the project because otherwise we don't have much left. It's basically like these 2 and like this, which is kind of not in the project anymore. So we are gonna add a couple more things in, but I don't want to add too many just because we are already more than halfway through this project and it ends in October, so there's not that much time left. And also because with lipsticks, there's really only so many that you can have in your rotation at one time. Like, whereas your project pan, you can have, you know, I usually have 10 or more products in my project pan because they are all kinds of makeup products. I could physically use all 10 of my project pan items every single day, but with lippies, you can only use so many lippies every day. Even if you're using a few each day, like, you probably can't use 10 in one day. Don't take this as a challenge. So I'm only gonna add a couple more in to keep it realistic and feasible, and because I do still want some wins on the products that are already in the project pan, and the more I add in, the less I'm going to be able to use the the existing ones. So let's talk about the ones that I will be adding. One of these is measurable and the other is not. So this first one, technically neither of the ones I'm adding in are super old to me, but they're both decluttered to me, which I think adds age. You know what I mean? Because you never really know exactly how long. I mean, these were both from like a close friend, but I don't know exactly how long she had them. And when something changes owners, like it just becomes more, do you know what I mean? So this is the Annabelle Lip Liner. And at first, when my friend decluttered this to me, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna declutter it again. Like it's that kind of pink that I don't really like. And then I used it a few times just to like try it out, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I was using it all the time by itself with other products, but mostly by itself. Let me swatch it for you here. Oh, it really needs to be sharpened. Well, that'll help with getting it shorter. That is it there. It's kind of a dusty pink, almost mauve. I don't know what happened, but now I don't like it as much. Like it's just, I think because it is so pink, I just prefer more of a nude or a lighter pink, something less purpley. I'm just really leaning towards more nude liner shades. So I still do enjoy it. I will still wear it, but I don't think that it's the most flattering on me. So I want to try to get more use out of this because it's not like the hardest in my collection to use up. Like I've got some, you know, dark lip liners and those are really going to be a challenge, but it still does require a little bit of extra effort to have me reach for it. So I'm just going to put right there, Annabelle liner from above. But yeah, I would love to get more use out of this, particularly because it is such a low effort product. Like lip liners, especially this one, last a long time, fades pretty nicely and looks pretty natural. So this is a good one for the office. Yeah, I would love to get more use out of it because the first month or two I was using this a ton and then it really slowed down. I haven't used it much since then. I also realized that this Revlon lip butter I had measured up here, like from upside down, but I never showed where the progress line was when I actually ended up finishing it. So I just put that line there. So basically the last time that I had measured it before I finished it, it was there. And then when I finally finished it, I had made that much progress. And that was just in the time of one update. So like 4 to 8 weeks. So I feel like that's very impressive. But anyways, let's talk about the final product that I'm adding into this lipstick project pan. The camera keeps dying, so I have had to refilm segments over and over again. So my patience is running low. We are probably going to wrap this up without talking about a book that I've been reading lately. So sorry. But the last product that I'm including in this is a lip gloss that I actually do not have with me at the moment. I was unable to find it, and this happens all the time because with my lip products, like if they're in some kind of project pan, I'm trying to use them up. I'm trying to bring them out with me, and so they're getting transferred from my fanny pack to a wristlet to a purse to my backpack to a pocket and a jacket. Like, it's just really hard to keep track of lip products as someone who carries a lot of different kinds of bags and goes to a lot of different activities in the office and everything. So anyways, I will insert a nice clip of it right here, but it is purple, but it doesn't appear purple on the lip. So this was decluttered to me from a friend. I have never tried a product from this brand before. I'm not sure if I would again. I don't think it's cruelty free, but I also don't think it's the best product. I have enjoyed being able to try one of those lip glosses that is like swipe across the lips, you know, rather than an applicator, because all of my other lip glosses that I have, not that I have too many, but I have like 4, are applicators like this, and this is a doe foot one, which is kind of satisfying in a different way, but I find it way harder to control the amount of product that you are trying to apply. So I think this kind is actually better. Sorry, this is a doe foot. The other kind, I don't know what that applicator is called. I don't love it, so it is one of those things that I'm just trying to use up, and for a while I was enjoying it, but then within the past like 2 or 3 times that I used it, I noticed that it had developed a scent, and so that was the impetus for adding it into this project pan. I don't think it's super old, but because of that scent, I'm trying to move it out. There is quite a bit of product left, but I think that since I have had it I have used up quite a bit. It is like I have to squeeze more in order to get product out. So that is something. Yeah, this is another one that I'm just using to use. You know what I mean? This is probably my favorite thing in this project. I like the Annabelle Lip Liner as well, but don't love it. But everything else I am kind of just using to use. But that's okay because lip products really, they are a struggle for me, especially if they're not nudes. If we're using purple, pinks, or reds, I have to incentivize myself to use those. But I would rather do that than just have them being thrown in the garbage. And at least this way I'm like making a fun project out of it, and it is so satisfying when you end up actually finishing something. So that is why I am doing this whole lipstick project pan. I'm worried that this is about to die, so I'm trying to wrap it up here. So we have really switched from my lipstick project pan to something that looks very different. I mean, the only ones that are currently in the lipstick project pan are this red. We've got one red, we've got two pinks, and we've got a purple. So finishing off 3 red lip products in one update really changed the overall look of this project, but it is what it is. We've still got one more red lipstick I'm trying to finish, and I will depot the Kiko lipstick. I will probably wait until I have finished some of my other depotted lip products. I think until I've either finished or decluttered this, because I would rather have this done by the end of this graveyard project pan at the end of October. And so that means before the end of summer depotting this. But that is it for today's video. These are the products that I will be working on for the next little while, much more manageable. I want to get this done by the end of the year. I don't think I will get this lip liner done anytime soon, but I just want to make progress on it. And this NARS one, I want this out by the end of October. So that is it for today's video. I'm not sure when I'll do the next update. It will kind of depend on how much progress I've made, but thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next week.